Beauty Squad. So I want to apologize. I lost the first 5 minutes of this video. So we're just going to go ahead and straight into this look. And we are reviewing the Bella Beauty Bar Cosmetics. So stay tuned. She's also. That's what it looks like. It's just a nice little packer brush. And I'm going to go in with Beetle Gus. Beetle Juice, but Beetle Gus. It's that Hunter Green in the palette. Now picking it up, it is very pigmented. It does dust off just like every other one I've ever tried. Okay, I hear you. Wow. Alright, so this brush is not good to blend out by no means. This is a basic brush that it is just good to apply that product and kind of just let it roll. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to use this to blend out products. I'll get another brush in a second. So that's really pretty. I don't know how far in I'm going to go, or if I want to go in with some of that purple or what have you. Let's go ahead and do this. I'm just going to carve out my whole lid with the shade. If I want to outline with that purple, I can. Alright, it's starting to lay down really nice. Well, it has been laying down really nice. Now, truth be told, is how they blend together. That's kind of how you can tell with a lot of pigments if they work well together. Because you can make any pigment pretty much laid out. You might have to sit there and, layer and layer and layer and make that pigment build up. But you can make any pigment work. So one that was recently deceased. Wow, look at that. That bad boy is pigmented. So I'm just gonna lay that on top and start kind of buffing it in. Wow, okay. I hear you. Alright, y'all gotta turn that down a little bit. Do y'all see that? Ooh, it's so blended out so nicely. And I'm using like a packer brush. This one ain't the best to blend out either, so I'm just kind of like pack it that way on top of the other shade. And then I will go in and buff it out, of course. But that's really pretty and bright. So here's a really good blending brush, and I'm gonna go in with recently deceased. And I barely tapped into it. I don't know how much y'all can see of that. And then I will start blending this out of what I got laid down already. And just kind of buffing them together. And it looks like they play well together. I do see that that darker shade I will have to go in a little bit more and apply it. So I'm gonna go in with like a thicker angle brush. Go with Beetle Gus and just bring that dark green back. And I tend to have a lot of shades do that to me. And I think it's because I have a heavy hand. I'll have them kind of blend all together if I'm like focusing right there directly on top of them. And I don't think it's the shades. I really honestly think it's my heavy hand. And I don't like to go in too heavy with any kind of products if I'm not too sure about it. Now I did tap into both greens. I literally went in once with that Hunter Green and then twice with the lighter green. Just kind of bringing it in. Because I tell you what, I want to get this to where I need that white. You know what I mean? Because right now, I could probably leave this alone, carve it out, and it will look good. Like just roughly saying. So I'm going with a nice Aiken Henry. This one doesn't have any names on it. This one that I got from my subscription. It's just nice and fluffy. I'm going with Barbara, which is that nice white shade. And just kind of airbrush the top. This brush right here is very loosely packed and very light to the hand. So even me that I have a heavy hand, it still lays really lightly on my lid. If you get what I'm saying. I could go in. And this is like one of my favorite blended brushes. Just because I get a little bit more control from the brush than my hand. If y'all feel me on that. Now, of course, if I was to go ham, it would literally like bend the bristles. So it makes me go lightheaded. If y'all, does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. And like I want it to make sense. Like this brush makes you be lightheaded. So if you have a heavy hand, and you're somebody like me that has a really hard time of getting shades to blend out and not like go away, try a bristle brush like this. It's very light packed. Like it's not dense at all. Very lightly packed. It is just nice and fluffy. And when you go in, it's like that. See, if you go too hard, it's going to cave in because it's so loosely packed. Now when it's more dense, like this right here, see how it holds its weight? So you can kind of have a little bit more force on it. And even these that are even more, they're not really going nowhere. And that's what I kind of mean by that. This is a nice and fluffy one. This one would kind of sway back and forth. Not as good as this one. That's why I love this brush right here for the blended of the look. As you can tell, like I haven't put nothing but the white shade on this brush, and it literally blends out all the shades really nice, and it hasn't taken nothing away from the look. Everything is still there. Oh, this is actually a Hank and Henry brush too, so I'm using a lot of Hank and Henry brushes today. I'm sitting here looking at her like, whoa, whoa. I grabbed quite a bit. This is a Hank and Henry. Okay, we're having a Hank and Henry type day. So go back in with that shade. And I think I am going to end up using that purple. I mean, it might not look good after I use it, but makeup is to play with. I will go in with a nice pre-packed brush so I could just stamp that product on. Now, I think this one is CO2. It's 1520 brush. It has a lot of weight. It's like a weirdly shaped brush, as you can tell. But I got it. It's like one of those. It's really nice. It's more for like concealer and stuff. But, alright. I think I'm going to use this one. Hypnotic Wiz. It's got that nice brush right here. And then if I need to blend out, I can blend out with that. So I'm going to go in with Beetlejuice. I'm going to take Beetlejuice in the inner part of my lid. Now, mind y'all, I will be cleaning up my lid, so I'm not worried about how messy or how much that gets on top of my eye. I just want to keep it as low as possible on this look. Because I just want this to be the basic line of my cut crease. It's actually really pretty together there. And this is typically not a brush I would use this for, but I didn't want to go on tour for anything else. I wanted to use the ones that I have. But there's, see where that blends at? And for me not even to go in and like blend it, it's blended out effortless. So these shades play really nice together, which is a really good thing. Okay, so that's where we at. It's actually pretty. Let me go in with a Q-tip and clean her up. Kind of get a feel of what it looks like. Don't tell me. Did my goosebumps come off? Y'all, if you don't have Netflix, or if you have Netflix and you're somebody that doesn't watch Goosebumps a lot, just know that Netflix is taking them off. And I'm very, very sad because my kids watch Goosebumps a lot. I watch Goosebumps. And if I'm not mistaken, I think they're going on Peacock. It's another app on Roku that you can buy. I have both, thank goodness. Peacock, I think, is actually free, but you can go in and purchase the app. You get free, like, you can watch movies. You get to watch more movies and more shows. And you also get, like, free ads, like, no ads or whatever. Okay, so that's really pretty. I want to take that all the way off. Alright. I like that a lot. I do like how that looks. Okay. Now that I have that carved out, let's go ahead and clean it up. And I think I'm gonna go in with I don't know. I think I'm going Afterlife on, just to be honest. And then maybe going in with Buyer Exorcist on the outside. So yeah. I think that one. And then that together. Yeah. That'd be pretty. Bye. That's such a pretty little shift. These are some gorgeous colors. So, I guess I need to go ahead with my cleaner glue. Because these are very soft and pigmented. I don't think I need any help with any color, backstory color. And usually whenever I want a good shimmer, this glitter glue is always for the win. It is exactly what it needs to. I do really need to find some more. Get some more. Look at that. And this brush is not wet. Just to let y'all know, it is not wet. Sorry, my TV is being extra right now. I don't know why the parts are like super loud. It is the parts are super low. And my older kids are in here. Try to catch the last little bit of Goosebumps before they're off. Because I don't know when exactly Peacock is bringing it in. And like I said, Goosebumps is a show that we watch a lot. Look at that. So I'm going to bring that all the way to about the mid part. And then I'm going to start from the back to the front with Buyer Exorcist. And these are picking up so nice. I do have to make sure that, yeah, you're going, shimmers. They're like, dual flakes. So you have to make sure they're evenly across, or you will have some kind of gaps. You don't want gaps. You don't want your eyeshadow to be gappy. And then everybody thinks the eyeshadow's fault. It's not. I didn't do it right. Alright, so I'm going in with a packer brush for the Buyer Exorcist because it's a legit shift. Like a shimmer shift. Look at that. Alright. So I'm just lightly tapping it in right there in the middle. And then what I'm going to do is flip the brush around, go back in with Afterlife, just a little bit, as you can see, and place that right on top. I want Afterlife to be the star of the show, but I do want it to have, and you have a back base, they're going to pop. Go ahead, you have a white base, they're going to pop. But the thing of it is, they're going to pop different. And that's what I want. I want to show you how the difference of the shifts are whenever they're accented on something different. So I'm just taking that purple and stepping it in exactly where I need it. Wigging it out, of course. You already know I can't just have a rounded eye. I gotta have some kind of wig going. And I'm gonna take this, and I'm gonna go over to Recently Deceased. You just kind of buff that out on the outside. Yeah. Shot flakes in them. Like the loose flakes. And then this one, that one, this one are kind of like smooth shimmers. So I do have a little bit of fallout for packing in Afterlife. which is okay. I don't mind at all. I do have to go back in and prime, of course. This is only my first primer. This is not my face primer. I've been like a Sahara desert here lately. So I've been trying to use a lot more hydrating primers right after I moisturize, the locking up moisturizer. Because if not, I will flake right there, flake right there, flake right there. It's horrible. But I've come to kind of a little routine. If I hydrate, if I moisturize and do my hydration and all that, and then put in a moisturizer primer, and then leave it alone for a little bit, and then I can put in any other primer that I might need later. But to go in with a hydrated primer first, right after I moisturize it, is really good. Okay, beauty, so I'm back. Full face done. I did go in with my new Hourglass concealer, which I really do like. It's light, super light, so I didn't have to like kind of go over areas with my foundation just to kind of like beat it down. But it's good. It's a brightener. That's what we need it for. See guys how bright? And it pairs really, really nice with the Charlotte Tilbury powder, because this is not a setting powder, it's a face powder. So it's the shade, it's a number 2, it's a medium. So it's not like a white, it's colored. So I just set it down with that and it worked really well. But this is what my eyes are looking like. Gorgeous, right? And I did use the Charlotte Tilbury Easy Highlighter. I used the Chic Lab Soft Tan to contour. I went in with bronzing with the medium from my Mario makeup. My Mario, the blush stick, ColourPop, Dario RMS Beauty Foundation and Primer. I went in with an NARS Orgasm Blush, and it's the Leguati and Orgasm. So I went with that one right there, and these two mixed a little bit for the blush. The highlighter I used to Cover FX Your Formula for Beauty. These are these shades right here. It's legit the Enhancer palette. It's one for the books, and I like how it like glistens the nose. Oh, Batman. Batman. I barely have to touch Batman just because it's so bleeding. Like, who is she? She's Batman. And I normally would take this and just like brush up under my brow for that highlighter, but this palette has one. And I always love that. So I would take a little fluffier brush, probably this right here. It's the P. Louise Too Loose in my blend, 117. Now we're going with Sandworm. I don't know how much I can see of that, but yes. I hear you, Sandworm. Coming in for the win. Now I'm also going to take some of that and put it right up in there. Now underneath these eyeballs, let's get it. I think I'm just going with that purple. I was going to try to do that red, but I do not want to mess up this look. So let's just go with the purple. And then beat it out with that green. And I'm going to go with both greens. Just because I don't really want any. I just want it to darken up that purple. Just in the outer crease. There we go. Now for underneath this lid, I'm going to go in with like a little flat brush. And I'm going to go back in with Sandworm. And just apply that exactly where I want it. Even though these are kind of flaky as well, so they're kind of going to go where they want to go. As the other shades, of course, but it has a little bit of flakes in it. Alright, so there's that. Probably too much for a lot, but not enough for me. That's this gorgeous orange just because it's like screaming my name. And I want to pop it right here. Oh yeah. Yes. Oh yeah. That is absolutely gorgeous. I don't know, like I don't know how much y'all can see it on camera, but Afterlife has a gorgeous shift of like a yellowish to it, and I kept catching it in, like every time I would move my head I would see it. It kept popping up that orange in my head, like, so I just kind of had to follow my heart. Sand. This is Rose Pearl, and I like the tofas. So pretty. And then this is Bitten. So it's got like that perfect little pink tint to where it looks like your lips are just plump. And these are not like sticky formula. They're not like, not sticky at all, because I mean their glosses come out. Have you ever seen a gloss not be sticky? But they're not like hella sticky. I love Lawless. I love it. I've got some of the foundation I really need to try. It's still in this box I haven't tried yet. Y'all want to see that? Let me know. But yeah, this is my complete look. What do I rate this palette? 10 out of 10 and 10 and 10. I don't think it's as versatile as it could be with color range. But I also see where she was going with this palette. She was mainly focused on the dual chromes and the dual shifts and stuff. Because you got to keep in mind, you can also grab from any other palette. You don't have to just use one palette when you're doing a look. I try to stay on one palette, if not two palettes, for the simple fact of I don't want y'all having to go and grab so many if you don't have it. But if I'm going to do like a look for myself, then I'll have like 3 or 4 palettes out just to have all the shades available to me. I actually have my Blend Buddy palettes up on my top shelf because those are the ones I grab to when I need like in between shades. So like, look at that. So this is really a statement palette for sure. I will be digging into these more by themselves. I do want to try this shade too. I want to do something with that shade. Like, I want to play around with this palette a lot more. So be prepared to see it out and about. I know it's more of a Halloween-ish palette, but Halloween's never over for me. Just saying. I'm just saying. But my next look will be with Natasha Denona. I'm so excited. I've been wanting to dive into this. I had to wait so long for it. So, all those beauty greens. So this would technically be another green look, but a green with like a pink blush. I don't know. We'll see what we can do with it.